Hey beautiful people, it's me, Ru, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, today what we're doing is connecting with your ancestors. We're seeing what they want to tell you, or what they want to inform you, or what they want to express to you. Now, I hope this I just want to remind everyone that's watching this right now is that this is a general reading. And like, if you haven't connected with your ancestors before, or you feel like they haven't connected with you, I hope this reading helps you begin that journey, or gives you inspiration to begin that journey to connect with your ancestors. And if you have connected with your ancestors before, or they connected with you, I hope this reading helps you create a stronger bond with them. Now, let's get into the piles. Pile 1, we have this yellow, I don't know how to pronounce it in English, but in Spanish it's called ajolote. So for pile 1, we have this yellow one, and it's really cute because they are native to Mexico. So, and for pile 2, we have this little blue one, and for pile 3, we have this green one. Now, whatever pile or group you, or ajolote, you are drawn to, the timestamp should be in the description down below, and I'll see you in your reading. Hi pile 1, if you chose the yellow ajolote, this reading is for you. I'm gonna keep him right here to see if hopefully he stays. But before we go into the tarot, I want to know if this reading is for you. So, or if you chose the right pile. So these cards are going to be describing you. Okay, these cards are going to be telling me who you are. So if this part doesn't resonate, this reading might not be for you, but you can keep watching. It might still resonate, right? But my intention for the beginning is to describe you, and if that how I'm describing you, if it's not resonating, then maybe this reading is not for you. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so the first card we got was the Temple, the Vulture, the Turtle, and the Tear. Okay. Okay, look at the first of all, can you see? That's the main thing. Can you see? First of all, can we just talk about how similar each card is? Look at the purple and the black. Cute. And then all the green and yellow. Look how similar it is. Okay. Can you see it? I hope you can. Okay. Automatically, with the Tear here, for sure, I do think you are a pretty sensitive person. And that's not bad. Girl, I'm sensitive too. Like, it's not bad to be sensitive, but I do feel like you might be, I did hear overly sensitive. So I don't know if like every little thing could trigger you. But I do see you as really sensitive in a way. Like, maybe you cry a lot, or you don't cry at all, or you cry so little. So it seems like you are a really sensitive person. Maybe you're really sensitive to energies as well. I can see you with the Temple here as well. Like, you are a very intelligent person. Even if you don't think you are, I think you are. I feel like, weirdly enough, the way that people would describe you, or even your ancestors, the way they would describe you, is how smart you are. I do think your ancestors kind of see you as really, really intelligent, especially with the turtle here. Like, maybe, like, I feel like with the turtle, you could be in the older side, like maybe you are a little bit older, or like, I don't know, you seem really mature. And if you are really young, I feel like you are a really mature person. Like you're mature for your, I don't know, you just seem pretty mature. And with the vulture, didn't mean to rhyme, but maybe you like to do poems or something. But with the vulture here, I feel like vultures could be really misunderstood in a way, but they're so important to society. They really are. So I feel like you could feel a little bit misunderstood in a way. Pretty misunderstood. Yeah, so I feel like you might feel misunderstood. I feel like you might be a little bit sensitive. Pretty mature. It's giving like very Capricorn energy. Really mature when it comes to, like, maybe you lived, like, it's just, it feels like you lived your life. I don't know how to explain it. Even though you could be like 20 and I feel like it feels like you lived your life. I don't know how to explain it. The way that I could just explain it is that you're pretty mature. So I don't know, like, that's just the energy I'm feeling here. For sure. And you could be pretty logical as well, because with the lines here, it's giving me like logical vibes of like, it's just straight to it, straight to the point. You could be, I heard analytical as well, so maybe math is important in your work or in your studies or whatever you're doing. Math could be important, or math matters to you, or math isn't just important in your day-to-day life. For sure. I kind of want to read Turtle and Vulture from the guidebook, just so I can be sure, just so I can read it, to be honest. Turtle is water energy. So water is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So you could be a water sign or have those placements. Turtle. Yeah, okay. Ancient soul, grounded, trusting, at home in the self. Yep. So it seems like you are pretty, like, mature. Like, that's the way I would want to describe it. Really mature. So it says, it is wonderful to be in the presence of the turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements. Simultaneous. I can't say that word. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life, no matter where their travels lead them. Turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers, as they collect life experiences under their shelves for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all of the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. When in balance, peaceful, adventurous, and productive. When out of balance, slows down to a halt to bring into balance and adventure. Yeah, with the turtle, I feel like you could be a writer as well. Like, I can see you as a writer, like you write a lot, or maybe you're thinking of doing writing a book. I heard poems, so if you're thinking of doing that, it just feels like you are a really creative person. Like somehow you are creative by either writing, doing art. It just seems like you are a very creative person, but it also seems like you go with the flow a lot too. And with the turtle here as well and vulture together, I feel like you are pretty closed off. Even if you don't think you are, I feel like you are pretty closed off. And I feel like when you get scared or when you feel a little bit triggered, because I feel like you are a very sensitive person, so when you feel triggered or you just feel, I heard unsafe for some reason, you go into your little shell and you're like, you don't want to come out until you're ready. But once you open yourself up, it seems like you are very, like, loyal. Like whatever you're doing, you're loyal to it. Like whenever you're open to something, you are loyal. And the vulture is air energy, so Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. You can have those placements as well. So yeah, that's you, I believe. And grain could be significant. Like a lot of grain could be significant. Laying on grass could help you. Getting grounded could help you as well, I feel. But before we get... what do we want to keep on top? Let's keep the tear on top. Okay, with the tarot, we're going to see what do they want to tell you. What do your ancestors want to tell you or express to you? Okay. What do they want to express to you or tell you? Oh, oh, oh. Little wands. Okay. Yeah, okay, the way I would describe this, I feel like your ancestors are really, really, like, I feel like you feel like they're far away from you, when in reality they're like right there. I feel like you might feel like they're very far away from you, and like it's hard to connect with them sometimes because you feel like they're not paying attention to you, or you just feel like they're not there. But I promise you they are with the Eight of Wands and with the Six of Cups as well. I feel like maybe they were way more present when you were younger, or maybe you felt them way more present when you were younger. I do feel like inner child healing could be significant. I feel like what they would say is listen to your inner child and listen to yourself, or like take care of your inner child, because it seems like with these cards as well, you grew up really independent. I feel like you grew up, maybe you didn't grow up with a lot of, like, with parents, or you grew up with grandparents, or you grew up with for some people, like, only maybe some people could resonate to this, like maybe you grew up in the foster care system, maybe you're adopted, you know. So it's like there is this energy of like it's harder for you to connect with them in a way because it feels like they're far away from you. But I feel like they want to remind you that they're there. And like maybe sheeps could be a sign that they're close or that they're present. For sure. A lot of inner child healing for sure. I think they want you to do inner child healing, or like meet, like I heard meet your inner child. Oh, this is cute. This is a card from this deck. It's a personal card from this deck. I low-key want to read what it means. I kind of get the vibe of what it means because I remember what it says, but not fully, so we're gonna use the little white Newman. Okay, these are the extra cards. So it says keywords: void, pending loss, corrosion, the two new moon phase, their own extension, two branches upside down, just about to burn into the sacred fire. The world is about to spin upside down, and yet they still guard the altar, was drawn slowly into the depths. Once absorbed by the haze, their sacred nature shall depart, simply beats once more, still with the promise of a re-encounter of the divine. The black Newman symbolizes clinging on the causes that may seem lost, distraction and confusion. A challenge to faith with the knowledge that it shall return. Yeah, you are a very loyal person. That is 100% true. I think you are a very, very loyal person. So I'm just checking if it looks okay. I feel like you are a very loyal person for sure. And with the black Newman here, it seems like this is what I'm getting. Either you you grew up in the foster care system, or maybe you were in and out of the foster care system, or maybe your parents are not together. Like they could be divorced, or you lived, or you grew up with one single parent, or you grew up with grandparents, or something like that. There's something here that maybe you didn't grow up with your parents, your biological parents. And if you did, like maybe you got into like there was never like a connection there. Like it was really hard to connect with them in a way. Maybe you feel really misunderstood by them. But it seems like you are a very loyal person, and I think they want to congratulate you on how loyal you are, because not a lot of people can say that they're loyal, but I feel like you are a very loyal person for sure. So I just want to repeat, like there's 3 types of energies that I'm picking up. Either you grew up in the foster care system, like in and out, or maybe your parents got divorced, or your parents got, like they're not together somehow. So I feel like that's how you grew up for sure. But I think it's coming up because maybe around you never like had a good example, or an example of how love should be, or how care should be. And I think your ancestors want to come through and tell you that you can create the love that you deserve. You can create the love that you deserve and need as a person, especially to your inner child. Like you can be the one that creates that bond with your inner child. Like maybe the adults around you were never present, or you had to grow up really fast. That's why, like, yeah, so maybe you grew up really fast, or you grew up a little too fast for your life in general. So I feel like they want to tell you that you can create the love that your inner child, you as a child, deserved. So I feel like that's what they want to tell you, that you can create that love, that care, that expression of how love should look like, and how you should have been loved in the beginning, since the beginning. And I think they just want to tell you that you are loved. They love you so much. It's just they want you to create it in 3D. They want you to focus on 3D love. Like they want you to focus on the love that you can give yourself, specifically your inner child, because maybe you grew up not knowing what it meant. Maybe you grew up not feeling the care from other people when you were a child. So they just want to remind you that you have the power to create that love and care that your inner child deserved, or you as a child deserved. For sure. Okay, 8-8. And with the 8 of Pentacles, I understand that it could be really scary to open that back up, because maybe I could see you kind of repressing it, that you're like, you know what, I'm already grown, or like I already went through that, I don't have to open that up again, like I'm okay, it's good, I'm good. But I feel like with the 8 of Pentacles, it just seems like you're just scared to open it up again, which is completely understandable. But I think what they want to tell you is that they will always be by your side whenever you are ready to open this up again, open this wound again. Because I think they want you to open it up, and I think you are going to. For sure, I do think you are going to. Or like, at least I feel like they want you to do it. Like, I think you should, because they want you to do it, and I think they recommend for you to do it. For sure. I've noticed that I keep saying for sure, for sure. I don't know why I do that, but it's not the first reading, but you know. And they want you to take your time, for sure. Look, you see that? I just keep saying for sure. Either way, they want you to take your time. They want you to take your time with this, because I feel like this was a long-term wound, if that makes sense. Like, this wound never healed, or like this wound never really stopped, if that makes sense. Like, everything just kept going and kept going. Like, people just showed you like how love is not supposed to be, or how care, like, no one ever gave you a proper acknowledgement or gave you a proper way to show that they care about you or that they love you. That's why they want to remind you that it's gonna take time to open this wound up. It's gonna take time to heal this, and if you need to go to therapy, go to therapy, you know. But I think they want to tell you that they understand that it's going to take time, but they're there for you. I think they're going to come through when you open this up again. I think they're going to be present, and you might actually feel them, that they're there. Yeah, I think with the Three of Cups, I can see them as this. Like, they're ready for this. Like, they're ready to handle you. Like, they're ready to protect you and to be there for you. I think they're ready. It's just you have to be ready. Because I see you as the Eight of Pentacles. Like, you have to be ready, because with the Three of Cups here, I can see this as them. Like, they're ready. They just want you to be ready now. Like, they're ready to be there for you. They're ready to... And I feel like opening up this wound can help your ancestors come through as well. For sure, like, that's another huge thing. Like, I feel like they're coming through as a Three of Cups, and like, I think they just want to tell you, like, they're ready. They are ready for you. They're ready for you to open this wound back up, or like just open this wound in general, so they can be there, you know. And I feel like if you need to go to therapy, or like if you want to start in therapy, I would recommend going to therapy. For sure. I think that's a big thing. But they don't want you to be scared. I feel like they don't want you to be scared. They don't want you to overthink it. Like, if it's gonna take longer than they expected, then that's okay. You know, they're never gonna be mad at you. Yeah, with the Five of Swords, like, I don't think they're gonna be mad at you. I think they understand that it might take longer than expected. Yeah, with the Lovers, like, but they're here and they're present, and they want to be here with you. Yeah, they want to be here with you, and they want to be present. They just want you to open yourself up to them. And I feel like opening yourself up to them is by you opening that wound again. And like, you can start small. Like, you can start opening other little wounds that you have that maybe you haven't healed properly, and that could be the beginning before you go into this major wound that you're just not ready to unfold right in front of you yet. But I feel like that's how they would connect with you. And then white birds, blackbirds could be significant. Oh, that song Blackbird could be significant. I know it's by Paul McCartney, but Beyonce made it. Put it in her new album. She sang it. It's really beautiful. So maybe that song could be significant for you. Blackbird by Beyonce. It's in her new album. The album is really good, by the way. But that Blackbird, the song, could be really significant. But yeah, like, I feel like they don't want you to rush it with the 8 of Wands. They don't want you to rush it. Like, if you're not ready, you're not ready. Let it be. But they just want you to know that if you want to connect with them more, you have to be open to that connection, but also you have to be open to opening up wounds with them, because they want to be there with you. Yeah, they want to be there with you. You just have to be open. You have to start opening yourself up to them. Yeah. Excuse me. Just take your time, and they understand that it might take a while, but they're here and they're ready. They just want you to be ready. And they understand if you're scared because of the unknown. You don't know what's gonna happen. But they just don't want you to miss an opportunity to keep healing yourself, because maybe you stopped for a while, or like you stopped like focusing on your healing, and they don't want you to forget that you still need to heal. You know, like people, I feel like a lot of people have this mindset of like, oh, I healed that, I don't have to deal with that anymore, or I healed that, or I'm healed, like I can do this and that, I'm already healed, like I don't have to do this. But like, technically, in my opinion, as humans, we are healing every single day. We should be healing every single day, but sometimes we don't have time to heal. You know, it just makes sense. You know, but I feel like we are never I don't think we're ever actually 100% healed ever in your lifetime, because it takes time to heal and to actually not let it hurt you as much, you know. But just because it hurts doesn't mean you're not healing. If anything, if it hurts, it's because you are healing. So I feel like, don't think that you're already healed, because I don't think you are. I don't think you're 100% healed. I don't think anybody is technically. I don't think anybody is technically healed. Because it takes a while to actually be 100% completely healed. Because experiences happen to us every single day that could hurt us, or that could make us feel a type of way. Maybe it makes us feel rejected, makes us feel unwanted, or anything. Every single day. That could happen every single day, or any other day. So I don't think we're 100% healed because we go through different experiences. But I think they want to remind you that don't gaslight yourself that you're already healed, or you already healed this wound, because in reality you didn't. And I think they know that, and I think they want to tell you that you're not. And second, they want to tell you that when you're ready to open that wound again, we're here. They're there, they're ready to talk to you. They're ready to be there for you when you are crying, when you are dealing with this, because they don't want you to be alone, and I don't think you will be. They just don't want you to miss your opportunity to be completely or acceptably healed, if that makes sense. They don't want you to miss your opportunity of this lifetime to just repress everything. They want you to open yourself up to this healing. And I feel like once you open yourself up to this healing, they're gonna come around, and you might see signs of them. You might feel them. Actually, this opening up this wound can actually probably help your intuition as well. So you might actually feel them when they're there, because I feel like they want to tell you that if you don't open this wound up, that you're repressing yourself as a person, and you're repressing your emotions, you're repressing your intuition. So I think they want you to open that wound back up, and don't gaslight yourself that it's already healed when it's not. And if you think, like, if I'm telling you this and you're like, but it is healed, I know it is, like I can feel it, then don't be afraid to open it up. Then why are you afraid to open it up? You know, open that wound back up. If you are telling me that it's completely healed, then open it back up. it shouldn't hurt, should it? Like, should it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to come at you, but it's true. Like, if you are telling yourself that it's already healed, I don't think it is, and I don't think your ancestors think that it is either. So don't be afraid to open it back up, and just take your time with it. I'm not telling you to, after this, go open yourself up to this wound. No, take your time. They want you to take your time. Don't rush it. They just don't want you to miss your opportunity with this. Oof. Okay. So, for advice, we are going to use the Angel Answers deck to see what they want to tell you. Oh, that was a bad shuffle. Or like just any advice that you need to know. In the near future, yep. That's what I'm saying. Take your time. Take your time with this. Yeah, look at that. Listen to your intuition. Take your time with this, because they don't want you to rush it, because you don't deserve to rush it. This is something beautiful and something that deserves time and effort, you know? Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. I think that's another reason why they want you to open this wound up. So if you do have children, or if you do choose to have kids later in life, they don't want this to go through them again. You know, you have to heal it so it doesn't have to keep going. You know, like, they want you to heal it so your kids or other people in the future that one day you will be an ancestor to don't have to go through what you're going through. That's why they want to let you heal it first. Like, they want you to heal it. Mirror who or what is triggering you. I think that's literally so. Ask yourself, what is triggering you? What is triggering this wound? Who started this wound? Who initiated this wound? You know, like, it's okay to answer these questions. It might be scary, but it's okay to answer these questions. Who or what is triggering you? I think that's a perfect way to ask about this wound. Why does this wound exist? Why am I hurt about this? Like, why is this such a big deal? Like, it could be as simple as that. Like, why is this such a big deal to me? Or why do they make it such a big deal? Like, I don't understand. That's why take your time. In the near future, like, I believe in you, and I believe that you can do it. It's just you have to put your mind to it, and you have to be okay with it. You have to be okay with the mirror that, like, you have to be okay taking accountability as well. You know, you have to be okay taking accountability, and be okay with putting yourself out there like that to yourself. Yeah. And I feel like once you do that, you might find a lot of peace. A lot of peace. You are protected. And no, don't ever forget that. And I believe in you. And I believe you can do it. Just ask these questions. Who or what is triggering you? Just ask these questions that you wonder about. Why is this wound so important? And why is this wound still hurting me? You know? But I hope this reading resonated for you. Thank you for watching. Please comment down below if it resonates or not. I mean, I really, whatever, if you want to comment something, if you want to comment your experience or anything, you can. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye. How about if you chose the blue Ajolote, this reading is for you. I'll put it over here. Now, before we go into the tarot, this tarot is Black Tarot. Really, really beautiful deck. It's my newest deck that I just bought. So automatically you could have African descent or Black descent. Okay. Before we go into the tarot though, we have to figure out if this reading is for you. So these cards are going to represent who you are. Now, if who I'm describing does not sound like you, you could this reading is probably not for you. So just take that in consideration. So I should be these cards are going to help me describe you. Okay. So let's start with, oh, that's cute. I don't like it. You might have some royalty in you with the Queen. I just heard the Kendrick Lamar song. I got loyalty and royalty in my DNA. So you could have royalty in your DNA for sure. And ironically enough, I just heard Drake's song. I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people, you know. So weirdly enough, Kendrick and Drake came through. But maybe that's significant because with the creator here, I mean, we could genuinely say that Kendrick Lamar is an amazing creator. So I feel like maybe you create a lot too. Like maybe you make music. With the Queen here, I can see you being like, you have a following of some kind. I can see like you having a following or creating a following for yourself. You are known for something. That you could be a literal artist, and you are known for your art. I feel like it's a huge thing. Like I think you are known for your art. For sure. And snakes could be a sign that your ancestors are close to you. White snake significantly, because there's a white snake. I don't even know if there's a white snake. Like, I don't know. Would they just be albino? I really don't know. You know, I don't know anything about snakes, but snakes could be significant. Specifically, white snakes. I feel like with the Queen here, I feel like you do know who you are to a certain extent. Like, I do think you know your worth, and I do think you know that you are worth some, like you are that girl, you know what I mean? Like you are, I don't know how to explain it. Like you are the Queen. Like I think it's self-explanatory. Like these are so self-explanatory, and I feel with the Queen, like you could have genuinely some royalty in you. I don't know if you know that, but it could be possible that you could have royalty in your bloodline. I kind of want to read the moth. I want to read the moth. The moth, okay, so moth is air energy. So Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And snake is, I think, is it Earth? Yeah, Earth energy. So Earth is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So you could have air or earth placements. But I want to do the moth. Impulsive, hasty, or wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. When in balance, enthusiastic, whimsical. When out of balance, idolizes others, jittery. To bring into balance, finish a project. Yeah. So with the creative here, that the creator, like maybe you start projects but you never finish them, because you're like, maybe your mind is all over the place to a certain, like you could, like, I don't know if you're diagnosed, but you could be diagnosed with ADHD, or like your mind is just like this, like it's just seems like it's so like it's always moving, like your mind is always moving, and it seems like you lack relaxation. It seems like you need to relax more, but also like you need to finish something. Like it seems like you start a project and you don't finish it. Like that could be music. Sorry, my dog is barking, so I hope that doesn't bother, but so I hope it doesn't bother you. I'm sorry. But with the creator here, it seems like you start something but then you never finish it. This could be your writing, this could be your, I'm really feeling music, so you could be musically inclined, and you could be like, my cat just came into my dog just came into my room. Take it as what? Why is she tired? I don't know. I think she wants to go outside, so I'll be right back. Hey Baito, sorry for the interruption. My dog needed to go outside. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, so yeah, creating a project and finishing it, I feel like that could be really, really beneficial for you right now. But with the snake here, I can see you being a little bit closed off. Like maybe you don't trust yourself when you are creative, or you need to, like, I don't know. I know there's books that could help you be more creative as a person, so I feel like maybe look into those. But also with the snake here, it seems like you don't trust yourself. You don't trust that you are creative, that you are an artist. You know, like I don't think you trust yourself to a certain extent about how you are being perceived, because I feel like you know who you are, but I think there is a little bit of fear when it comes to how you're being perceived, so you're not as vulnerable as you could be, especially with your creations. I feel like you're not as vulnerable as you can be, or as you should be with your creations, because I feel like your creations could help people and could help people connect with you more, and it could help you express yourself more too. Yeah, for sure. Like I think that's a big one about how you have to trust yourself more. It feels like you don't trust yourself when it comes to your creations, and I just heard the name Prince. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you have a kid or a pet or something called Prince. Prince could be, or the singer Prince, the artist Prince could be significant. But I just heard Prince. Yeah, I feel like you need to trust yourself more when it comes to your creations, and that trust that you are good and that you are artistic, that you are an artist. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into what do your ancestors want to tell you? And I feel like this pile, you might have pets, because this moth card, I don't know if you can see, there's like a, can you see that right there? Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. My cat bit that. So you could have animals or you could have pets. I feel like this pile has a pet or something. that could be significant. I feel like this pile has a pet. It could be a pet snake, you know, because I know some people have a pet snake. Couldn't be me, but shout out to y'all. Okay. What do your ancestors want to tell you? Oh, excuse me. Automatically with the Three of Wands, I can see your ancestors coming through when you travel. I don't know if you've been traveling more, or you're thinking of traveling far, or you're thinking of traveling somewhere. I feel like that's when you might meet your ancestors. Like, you might actually travel to your homeland, like where your family's coming from. So like whenever you if you do like, for example, I'm Mexican, so whenever I travel to Mexico, it could be significant. So that's what I mean. Like, you could be from, and to be honest, anywhere, right? And you could, like, once you travel, like maybe you're thinking of traveling there from, like, to go seek your roots. And I think that's where they might come through as well. That's a big part where they might come through. But maybe they want you to travel there, but maybe money is a little bit hard to do that right now. Like, maybe the money situation could be hard to travel to your homeland. So yeah, it could, like, maybe you want to travel there, but the money situation is not the best right now, so you don't. Yeah, so maybe you're just waiting to travel there. Like, maybe it's just taking longer than expected, but I do think they're gonna be there when you do travel. Like, and you might meet family there as well. Oh my god, this is I was like, oh my god, like, I thought that was, no, it's the rock that he's that they're laying, like, sitting on. Oh my gosh. So I feel like they want to encourage you to travel there as well. I think they want you to travel to your homeland to recognize your roots more. So you can sit and just feel the air from your country or from your homeland. I just heard touch the dirt. You know, like, it just seems like they want you to be there. Like, they want you to express that, and they want you to go towards that. They want you to go walk on your homeland. Especially if you've been thinking about it, I think they want to tell you that it's a good idea, and that they'll be there with you, because, you know, they want to be there. Music could be, again, music is so significant in this pile. Maybe you're a dancer as well, like, you could be a dancer, but music in general, it's so significant in this pile. Like, maybe your family comes from music, or your family comes from I don't know, it just seems like it's just like a lot of music and art around you. Like, maybe you're a descendant from music. You could be a descendant from a musician, you know. And And I feel like they want you to tap into that more. Like maybe like, because you do, but then you kind of, I feel like you kind of fly away, or you kind of like, you don't trust yourself. So I feel like they want you to tap into that more. They want you to tap into art more. They want you to tap into music and dancing more. They don't want you to be afraid. And maybe going to your homeland or your home country could help you tap into that. That's why I think they're encouraging you to go after it, because they want you to tap into that. They want you to tap into your artistic flow, if that makes sense, because you have it. And maybe the way they speak to you is by art, like by music, by dancing, by just art in general. Like maybe that's how they speak to you. So that's why I think they want you to tap into it more and trust yourself when you make art, because when you're making art, you're connecting with them. You're connecting with your ancestors. Yeah, and I think they wanna encourage you to help back to your community. Like they want you to help your community out more. They want you to be more present in your community. Whatever that means to you. I think they want you to give back to your community. That's another thing. Unless you already have, and I think they want to remind you that they're really proud of you. But I think they want you to give back to your community. And I think they want to encourage you to give back to Mother Earth as well, like Mother Nature, and protect the earth, because because we are descendant of the earth as well. So I think they want to remind you, like, take care of your homeland, but also take care of the earth, And it seems like they want you to give back to your community and give back to Mother Earth as well, and just protect your community and protect your earth, your Mother Nature. Kind of want to know more about this tower. What is this tower about? Oh yeah, I feel like with the tower here, it seems like they're I don't know why, but it seems like with this pile, it seems like your ancestors are really like physical touchy, if that makes sense. Like they, like, if you ever get shocked by something, or like I can also, you being scared of something, like I just heard thunder, so it could be like maybe you get scared of thunder, or like you, like, I don't know, where a thunder comes and you get really scared. That could be a sign that your ancestors are there and they want to speak to you. But also, like, if you get shocked by something, how sometimes you touch somebody and you get shocked by them. That's the shocking I'm thinking about. Like, not like crazy shocking that you have to go to the fucking hospital or something. I'm talking about like shock, like whenever you touch somebody, or whenever you touch like metal or something. I think it's metal. You could possibly get shocked. So I feel like that's, like, if you do get shocked frequently, or you get shocked out of nowhere, I think that's your ancestors coming through, that they're here and they want to communicate with you. And they don't want you to be closed off to music. They don't want you to be closed off to art, because it seems like you might be heading that way, or you feel like you're like, man, this isn't for me. Like, I don't know why I thought art was for me. Like, I'm not good at it. They're afraid that you might be closed off to it, but they don't want you to be, because I do think you're really good at it. And they want you to be proud of yourself. They want you to know that they're proud of you. The devil. Yeah, I feel like you overthink it for sure. Like, I think you overthink it. You overthink a lot. You're an overthinker to a certain extent. Even though you know who you are. That's the crazy part. You know who you are. But you overthink your worth. Like, you know your worth, but you overthink it. Like, you're like, okay, I know my worth, but like, maybe I don't. Or like, maybe it's too much. Maybe I'm being cocky. Like, maybe, you know, like, I feel like you overthink it. You know, I feel like you do know your worth. You know who you are, and you know what your... I even think that you might even know your life purpose. But it seems like you overthink it. Like, you're like, oh, no, that can be it. Like, no, I can't be that good at that. Or like, I don't know, you just overthink everything that you do. And how you perceive yourself. Like, you're like, oh, yeah, I know my worth, but like, what if I don't? Like, what if I'm just thinking that I do? Like, what if I don't even know that I'm good at this? Or like, you know, it seems like you overthink it a lot. Like, yeah, with the little I was gonna say note, but I meant signs here. It seems like your mind is just like this, like it's all over the place. Like, it just seems like you overthink it, and I think they want to remind you that they're here, and like they want to remind you that you are a descendant of art. You are a descendant of music and dancing and just art, like the artist flow, if that makes sense. Like, you are art, you know, like, and they want to remind you that you are art, and you don't have to overthink it. Just express yourself the way you want to express yourself. I think that's what they want you to do, is just express yourself. Because once you express yourself authentically, they're coming through. Like, they'll be there. That's how you can speak to them, by expressing yourself with art, in my opinion. I think that's how they will come through to you, when you express yourself in an art way. Yeah. And maybe dancing, yeah, because look at the moons, like, they're here. Like, both of these have the same picture, like the same drawing of the moon's cycle. So it could, like, the moon cycle in general could be significant. But also, like, I want to remind you that, I want to tell you that maybe dancing or making art or making music during the nighttime or under the moonlight or under the moon could help you. Like, maybe that's when they come through as well. But if you have been thinking of traveling to your homeland, that's a really good sign that they're coming through, and that they want to encourage you to actually take that leap of going to your homeland and meeting people like you, or meeting people that could resonate with you in that way. Yeah, but like, don't overthink it. That's the crazy part. Like, don't overthink it. Because you are art. You are an artist. You are creation. You are a creator. Yeah. And they want to remind you of that. They want to remind you that you are a descendant of art. So don't be afraid to express yourself through art. Because believe it or not, you are actually really good at it, especially if you already are doing art. If you haven't been doing art, then maybe this is a sign for you to start. It could help you connect with your family members that are living right now and your ancestors. I feel like this is a whole family thing. The movie that came up to me, like came in my mind, is Coco from Disney. And in the movie, Coco, his family hates music. Like, they do not like music because of the history behind it. They do not like music. But Miguel, the little boy, the main boy, he was like, he went to it's a really beautiful movie, I recommend it. But he realizes that he's a descendant from music. He's a descendant from a musician, from an artist. You know, he's a descendant from an artist. Because he's like, why am I so attracted to, like, why am I so drawn to music? I don't understand why I'm so drawn to music, yet my family is not okay with it. So, but it's like the opposite for this one. It seems like you are really drawn to it, but like somehow you can't connect with it because I feel like you doubt yourself. So you could relate to that. You could relate to the movie. You could relate to Miguelito in a way somehow. Like, I don't think music or art is forbidden in your family. I'm just saying, like, you might feel like you're not fully connected with it, but in reality you are. And I think they want you to connect with it more, like express yourself the way you want to, like dance whenever you feel like it, draw, color, do whatever you need to do just to like start from the beginning, you know, like start slow and then you'll make your way, you'll go up from there, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get some advice for you. A year from now. Okay. Peaceful resolution. Sorry if that was loud. I feel like this is like, if you had a question about something, like if you were questioning something like when is this gonna happen, or like if you're thinking, like if your goal is to get recognition for your art, I could see it happening in a year from now. I could see you getting more recognition from a year from now. Like that could be really significant. Like maybe you want to give up because you don't get a lot of recognition, or you feel like nobody's noticing it, or no one's noticing your art, or like, I don't know, it seems like there's something here about nobody noticing what you're doing. You're like, maybe it's not worth it, like maybe, but I think I want to remind you, like, the art that you're doing should be for you, not for anybody else. If somebody else can connect with it, beautiful. That's how we connect with each other. Art connects us, even if we don't want to admit that art connects us. But I think right now you have to focus on how does the art that you do connect with you? How does it make you feel? And I feel like then you can take the matter in your own hands and push to get recognition. And I feel like if you've been thinking about that, I think a year from now could be significant. It could like kind of help you move forward with that. And I think your ancestors are helping you with this too, with getting more recognition, with your ability to create in general. Like, you are a creator, and what you are creating is art. Okay, this came up in pile 1, so if you were drawn to pile 1, I would recommend seeing that. And boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Yeah, I think you need to establish better boundaries within yourself. And with the mirror here, yeah, I think you have to remind yourself that that just because you don't get a lot of recognition, or a lot of people isn't like, if they aren't complimenting your art, or if they're not noticing your art, that doesn't change the fact that you're an artist. You know, like just because you don't get recognition or validation that your art is good or that your art is so creative or so unique or whatever, doesn't change the fact that you're an artist, and that's what matters. You're an artist, you're a creator. You can create, and that's beautiful, and I think that's something that you need to look forward to, that you can create. Not a lot of people can't create. Like, a lot of people struggle being creative, so I feel like you need to see that as a win, that you are a creative person, and you shouldn't change for anyone, or for even for yourself. Like, I feel like you want to change because, or you don't want to be in this energy because you don't get the recognition that you think you deserve right now. But I feel like later you will see that maybe waiting for this recognition is worth it. And mirror here, it reminds me of the song Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. So you have to start with you for this to come through. Like, I feel like you have to start with you for the recognition to come through. Like, how does your art make you feel? How does the creations that you are creating make you feel? How does it make you, does it trigger you what you do? Or like, does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel sad? Does it make you feel exposed? Does it make you feel vulnerable? Does it make you feel weak? Like, anything that makes, how does it make you feel? And like, how do you feel when you do art? That's the important thing. And I think a year from now, you're either going to get recognition, or you might actually make the decision that you don't want to do this anymore, and that's completely okay, you know. But I think right now they want you to be focused on it. They want you to be, your ancestors want you to be okay with this, you know. They want you to keep creating art, keep creating creations. I just saw somebody do clay, you know, like the clay that, I forgot what it's called when it's like in the thing and then you go like that or something, like you're like making it pottery, yeah. I just saw somebody do pottery, so it could be that as well. Or like, and if you're thinking of branching out to new creatives, like maybe you're branching out to, like, maybe you're like, you draw more than anything, maybe you're thinking of going into pottery now, like maybe you're thinking of doing this. Or like, if you make music, maybe you're thinking of doing dance classes, you know. Like, there is this like opening for you that I think you should be open to in general. Okay, I hope this reading resonated. I think that's all I have for you, and I hope it resonated. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hi, Pilot Dream. If you chose this little green ajolote, this reading is for you. I'm gonna keep him over here. So before we go into the tarot, we're gonna see if this reading is for you. Now, these cards are, my intention for these cards is that it represents you. Like, who I'm describing, if it does not resonate, or if you're like, oh, that is not me, then this reading might not be for you. But you can still keep watching. You can do whatever you want. You have free will, you know. But my intention for these cards is that it's describing you, or it's you, basically. Okay, so first we got, I hope that makes sense. So first we got the elk, the panther, okay, the stone, and the crone. I heard goth, so you could be maybe like the darker aesthetic. And I heard alt, so maybe you're like an alt person or whatever that I don't know, it just seems like that's your aesthetic, kind of. So with the elk here, it seems like you could be okay, this is a specific message and only a few people might relate to it, but if you have a friend group, you might be the oldest one, or you are like one of the oldest people around you. Like, it could also be like at work or something, like maybe you're one of the oldest people there, whatever that means. But with the Panther here, I feel like you could be a little bit hostile. In general, I feel like you could be pretty like, I think you could probably take a lot of things to heart to a certain extent. I'm not bashing you, I'm just saying like maybe you take a lot of things personal. I feel like that's what it is. I think you take a lot of things personal, and it might hurt you at the end. And it seems like you are a very hopeful person in general. I think you are a very helpful person. You know what this bird and this elk is reminding me of that movie, The Good Dinosaur. I don't know why, but there's a scene in Good Dinosaur, if I can recall it correctly, of like there's a dinosaur. I don't know what the names of the dinosaurs, but he has like those horns, you know. It kind of looks like a rhino, but it's not a rhino, but it's like it has those horns or like on his, I don't know, and he has birds on it. I don't know if I'm making sense, but yeah. Oh. Sorry, I think thank you. Sorry, I sneezed. If that you didn't get that. And I heard a heart of steel. If I may, like, I hope that I'm saying that correctly. A heart of steel. It seems like you are very like, with the stone here, it seems like you are very like secure in yourself, but also you take a lot of things personal. So it's like there's this like contradicting here of like, you're really sure about yourself, yet you take things personal when you know it's not about you. You know, don't take it personal in a way. That song by SZA, I think it's Prom by SZA. There's like a lyric that says don't take it personal. So that song could be significant. And this is reminding me of the Deathly Hallows, even though there's not a line. But so Harry Potter could be significant. Maybe you like Harry Potter. Oh, my ear is ringing. Okay, this is also a specific message. If you are in your older, I like the way I see this is like you could be in your late 20s, like 28 specifically, like 28, or like 26, 27, 28, almost hitting 30. Like you're closer to 30 than you're closer to 20, if that makes sense. And it seems like if you are, like, there is a specific message here. If you're single, you might feel like you have to like find someone before you get even older than you already are. Like, it seems like you're in this state in your life right now that you feel like you need to find someone, like you need to be tamed, you need to be in a relationship now. And that, what I tell you about that, there's no ticking clock when it comes to relationships and love. I promise you, you'll be fine. But that's a specific message for somebody, especially if you feel like you're in an age that you need to be with someone, or you're like, I have to get married now, I have to, like, you don't have to do anything, you feel like you have to. You see the difference there? You feel like you have to, you don't have to do it. So that's a specific message here. I kind of want to read the stone, so let's get my little pocket archetype book. The stone. Okay, that's number 67. 242. The stone. If you want to screenshot that, if you want. Okay, it says the internal, the anchor, the rock. Yeah, okay, loyal, committed. Like, if you are in a relationship, that's another thing. If you are in a relationship, maybe you feel like you need to, like, get married to this person, or, like, I don't know, it seems like you're grown, if that makes sense. You're pretty grown. Or you feel like you have to, like, hurry up and, like, get married, have kids, like, because before you get older, I don't know, it seems like you're really hurrying up for some weird reason. So it says, as an archetypal object, the stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of permanence, concreteness, and reliability. The stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us, as it changes ever so slowly over countless human lifespans. A single stone may see thousands of generations come and go, therefore it contains an ancient and eternal presence. The stone is best used to anchor our wild side, so no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. The stone tethers us to earth, helping to ground and connect us to stillness, quiet, and peace. This card appears, it is likely the stone is a remedy for what ails us. Humble and easily unnoticed, the power of the stone balances the frenzy of our world. Steadfast, loyal, committed, present. Weighed down, holding back, cold. Build a cairn in nature, find inspiration in God's where the egg forms. In Jewish mourning traditions, stones are left at graves rather than flowers. Sit with this vision for a moment and see what unfolds. You could be Jewish, you know. It seems like you feel like you have a ticking clock for some weird reason. Maybe I feel like it's an age thing. Like, I feel like you are pretty, like, this is at this age I want to do this age I want to do that, this age I need to do this. Like, it's a lot of needs, when in reality it's just like, you don't need to do that, you know what I mean? But I feel like you're just ready to come out and just say what you want and say what you need, to a certain extent. And I feel like sorry, yeah, okay. So these two cards are about being psychic. So maybe you can consider yourself a psychic, or you can consider yourself really intuitive in general. Yeah, and I feel like you just see yourself as an old person. Like, you have a ticking bomb for some weird reason. Like, I don't understand why. Like, I understand, like, if you feel like you're very old, or you feel like you're getting older and you're like, I have to do this, or if now I'm gonna get even older and it's never gonna happen. But I think I just want to remind you that relationships, jobs, career, anything, money does not have it's not a ticking bomb. I promise you. You have time. You have time. Maybe that's why you're a little bit hostile when it comes to situations, because you're like, I want this now. So yeah, if that sounds like you, this reading is for you. Let's get into the tarot. So let's see what your ancestors want to tell you today. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the Modern Witch tarot deck. So, for anyone that's interested. Oh, excuse me. What do your ancestors want to tell you? Yeah, I kind of want to keep that. I don't do reverses that much, but I'm going to keep that in reverse. I feel like that's significant. Because I think that's confirmation of what I said. That you feel like you have a ticking bomb or like a ticking clock. Like, it seems like this ticking clock is right beside you, when in reality, it's not even true. It's not even real. And I feel like that what your ancestors want to tell you is that if you keep having this mindset of like, okay, I have to do this now, I have to do this, if not, if I get older, I'm not going to be able to do it, you know. Maybe it's also physical abilities that you feel like you're not going to have when you're older. With the King of Pentacles reversed, I think they wanted to tell you that if you have that mindset, you're not going to go where you should be going, or you're not going to go where you want to go. I think you having that, I think what they want to tell you is that you having that mindset is stunting, like it's stunting your growth. It's stunting your ability to grow and to prosper in your life. I heard it's too late. I don't know what that means. I feel like you think it's too late. Like a lot of situations in your life, you think it's too late to fix it, or too late to conquer it, if that makes sense. Or maybe your mind is so like fixed, or your mind is so like already set that it's really hard for you to change your mind. And I think your ancestors understand that. And I feel like they just feel bad to a certain extent. Like they feel bad that you might not change your mind fully, because you have your mind set on like, at this age I have to do this, at this age, around this age I have to do this, I have to have this job, I have to have this money, you know. I think you're kind of set in your ways, kind of. And I think they understand that. So it's going to be really hard for you to open your mind up to that. And they want, I think that's what they want. They want you to open your mind, because yeah, with the moon, it seems like you are a very psychic person and very intuitive. It seems like you are very intuitive. You could be into tarot as well. Like you could be into this. Maybe that's why you clicked on this video. But it seems like you are very intuitive. And like you see how they're looking at the sun, so I mean the moon. So it seems like you are very connected to the moon. And I heard the planets as well, so maybe you're into astronomy, or you're into is it astronomy, stars? I mean, you could be in astronomy, but I was what I wanted to say was astrology. So you might be into astrology. Maybe look at, like, if you are into astrology, maybe your moon sign could be helpful. Whatever moon sign you have, especially like maybe check the houses as well. Like where's your moon and your house. So maybe that could be significant, and it could help you understand yourself more. If you are into astrology, or if you're starting to get into astrology, maybe check your moon sign and like understand your moon sign a little bit more. Yeah, it seems like they want to tell you that they notice how you're not open to open your mind or heart to a lot of things. And I think they want you, like, I feel like they give you so many opportunities that you can open your heart and mind to, but then you're like, no, I'm not. So I think that's what they want to tell you. I think they want to tell you to open your heart and mind, because if you don't open your heart specifically, it seems like you are going to get hurt. Like, you're going to hurt yourself. And you know for a fact you don't want to be hurt. So it seems like if they're like, I think this is like kind of like, I don't want to say like a warning, but like it's kind of like a heads up. Like, hey, if you don't open your heart right now, or like if you don't open your heart soon or your mind soon, you're going to get hurt. And I think they're giving you a lot of opportunities to open your heart and mind, but you're not taking them. Yeah. Going back to like, you take a lot of things personal, which isn't bad, but it's like, because you're taking things personal, you might not have the ability to open your heart up or open your mind up. Yeah, very fixed energy. You are set in stone. But I think that's what they worry about, because they don't want you to be so set in your ways. Because this is fixed energy, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. Fixed energy is very set. Like, they're so fixed. Like, they're like stone. Literally. They are literally like stone. Like, it's so hard to change their mind. It's so hard to, like, if they think they're right, no one else is right. Sorry, not sorry. I love fixed energy. I'm just saying, they are very fixed. They are very set in stone. They have their ways. So you could have fixed energy in your chart, or you could have more fixed energy in your chart. Look at your birth chart if you haven't, because you might understand a lot more about yourself. It seems like you are very, I want to say fixated on these ideas that you created yourself, or even society created for you, and you feel like this is the right way to think. But I think they want to remind you that it's not. No one else has the same experiences that you do, and if they do, they feel it different. You know what I mean? Like, let's say like you had an experience. I don't know how to like. I don't want to be depressing. Like, if you had, for example, riding a roller coaster. Yeah, to you it could be fun, right? But to another person, they're scared, and to another person, it's fun and it's scary. Like, it just depends on the person, and like, everyone has different feelings about how they process emotions. Everyone has different ways they process emotions, even if you experience the same thing. And that's what I want to tell you. Like, just because someone is telling you have to be married at 28, that doesn't change the fact that you need to do it. You know, like, just because someone is telling you, or if you hear society, or if you hear people, like, if you don't have a ring on your finger at 28, he don't want you, or this and that. Like, no. Those people, first of all, you don't even know those people. They're just talking shit on the internet. But if there are people around you that are telling you, that's like, if they don't have a ring for you after 3 years of dating you, or like 4 years of dating you, they don't want you, break up with them, you deserve marriage. Like, no. And if you have those mindsets, and you're the type of person that brings those on the internet, and if you're the type of person that says those things to your friends, I think you need to stop. It's not cool. But I think you're in the other end of, like, you're getting really persuaded by your friends, or you're getting persuaded by people in general, or society, that this has to go this way. If not, you don't know your worth, or if not, you deserve better. You know, shit like that, when in reality it's like, nothing's true. Everyone has different experiences. And low-key, now, you know what, I'm gonna shut up about that. But yeah, and I think they just want to remind you that you're never gonna have the same experience as someone else. So why do you want to have the same outcome, if that makes sense? Like, I think they want to remind you of that. Yeah, because once you balance that out with the justice here, because once you balance that out, I feel like you might feel relief. You might actually feel way more relieved than stuck, if you actually open your heart and mind to new opportunities. Yeah, because I feel like you're fighting with yourself right now, or you're fighting with the ideas that you deserve to be this way, or like you need this or you need that, like you have to be this age for this, like stuff like that. Like, yeah, it seems like you are very like fighting with yourself, or fighting with society, low-key. Yeah, this is a lot about like, it feels like the people that chose this pile could be like, oh, I need to be married at this age. Like, there's a lot of like energy here about like connection, kind of. And I think they want to remind you that if you are not in a position, like, you know yourself than anybody else, right? You know yourself better than anybody else. And if you know deep down you're not ready for marriage, or if you're not ready to commit, or you're not ready to do something, believe yourself. You don't have to tell others. You don't need others to tell you how you feel, or how you need to be perceived, or how you need to act. Don't listen to other people. And I think that's what they want to remind you. Like, don't listen to other people. Listen to yourself. Listen to your heart. Listen to your mind. Listen to your soul. Because you know yourself more than anybody else. And if these people around you, or like society, or the people on the internet are telling you like, this is how you need to be doing this, like, no. You know your body more than anybody else. You know your heart more than anybody else. You know your mind. We are individually different. We are individuals. So just remind yourself that you are you are unique as one person. And I think that's what they want to remind you. Like, you are you. And that's it. You don't have to like change yourself for anybody else, because you might do something that's not authentically connected to you, and you might actually feel, like with the Three of Swords here, remorse at the end. And you could have people pleasing tendencies as well. Like, you're like, maybe I should do it because I don't want to hurt them, or maybe I should do it because I don't want to be the bad guy, if that makes sense. When in reality, you're not the bad guy. You're being authentic. So if anything, nobody here is the bad guy, you know. I'm also hearing like, oh, you know, like I've heard the 3-month rule. Like, oh, if they didn't ask you to be your boyfriend in 3 months, drop them. Like, girl, stop. Like, think about it. Are you ready to be their girlfriend? You know, are you ready to be their partner? Gender neutral. You know, are you ready to be their boyfriend? You know, like, that's what I mean. Like, just because it's like there's these rules on the internet, of there's these rules around you, doesn't mean you have to follow them. You know, it doesn't mean you have to follow them. Follow yourself, and that's all that matters. And I think that's what they want to remind you. Follow yourself. Don't follow anybody else's guidelines, because we're all individuals, and we all feel different, and we all feel in different spaces and different times. Yeah. So let's get some advice for you. This deck is the Angel Answers one. I don't know, I just felt called to tell you if you wanted to know. Some advice for pile 3, please. Yeah, with unlikely here, the way I see it, yeah, and reconsider at the bottom. The way I see unlikely is if you go through something that you feel like you need to do, you will unlikely feel satisfaction. I feel like if you go through something because you feel like you need to, you feel like, oh, if they don't do this, or like if this doesn't happen around this time, it's not for me, and you actually follow through about something that you generally don't want to do, you might feel hurt at the end. You might not be satisfied at the end. You will unlikely feel satisfaction. And I think in life we should seek satisfaction. We should seek happiness. And you might not get it if you do something that you know authentically you don't want to do, whatever that means. Especially if it's like from a connection. Like, I can see these types of people being like, I can see you being like, oh, if they don't ask me to be their partner in 3 months, I'm gonna drop them. Personally, in 3 months, I don't know who you are. In 3 months, that's a personal thing. In 3 months, I don't know who you are. You're showing me the good side of you. Why do I want to commit to that? I don't know you, right? So if you're like, if they don't ask me to be their partner in 3 months or in 4 months, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm leaving, right? Because maybe you really require commitment. But I think what they're telling you is that if you're in a situation like that and this is how you think and you leave, even though you actually probably really, really like this person, you might get hurt at the end and you might regret it. Just wanted to let you know. Especially if you like this person and you know that they like you too. It's okay to take your time. There's no ticking bomb. Especially if this is about relationships. You don't have to like have... There's not a right way to do a relationship. You just speak your mind in you. And nobody has the right to put their opinions on your connections. Just yourself and the other person. Or the other people, if this is some more people in the connection. Yeah. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Yeah, I think this is a beautiful card for you to get. It says Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So it seems like you just wanna to at the end of the day, we all just want to be wanted, right? We all want to feel wanted. And I think if anything triggers you, sit with that triggering energy, sit in that energy first and then react, and then do whatever action you want to do. Sit in that uncomfortable situation first and then do what you feel like is best for you. Yeah, and maybe connecting with your parents or connecting with your family could be significant, and I think that's what your ancestors want to do too. Like, I think they want you to connect with your family more that are living right now. You know, I think they want you to connect with them. They don't want you to forget about them. Is she a mermaid? Yeah, because this is reminding me of The Little Mermaid, like the movie, how she got on land. Like, you know how she's like looking, she's like longing, she's like looking. It reminds me of The Little Mermaid, how she's looking at like afar and like she's really curious about it, and then she goes out and she helps Prince Eric, and then she becomes human. She gets legs or whatever, and then she low-key abandons her family. You know, like she low-key leaves her family. So if you're in a situation that you left your family, or like you feel like you and your family are distant right now, I think what they want you to do is try to connect with them more. Try to have that open space with them more. They might say something that will help you in your connections or help you with your situations in life. You know, like if you ask your mom or your dad or like your parent or even a grandparent, so just somebody in your life, even like your little sibling, anybody, if you ask them like what were you doing at age so and so, and they're like, oh, I didn't even know what I was doing. You know, like they might give you validation in a way that's like, it's okay that you're not quote unquote successful, even though I think you are. I don't think you're struggling, but I mean you could be, but not in a bad way. Like, and another thing, if you are struggling with money specifically, because with the King of Pentacles, I wouldn't be surprised. But if you are struggling with money specifically, I think asking your family for help is not bad. I think you should ask for help, and I think they're willing to help you. But it seems like there is this energy of just like connecting with your family more. They might say something that might surprise you and be like, wow, I didn't even think of it that way. Like, I didn't even think of that like that. That's a good way to think about it. You know, it might give you a little bit of validation that what you're doing is not bad, or what you're doing is like what you're choosing to do, or if you're choosing to stay, or if you're choosing to do this or that, or like you're thinking of doing this, they might give you validation in somewhat, and some kind of validation. Oof. Okay, I think that's all I have for you. I hope this resonated, and I hope it helped you to a certain extent. You know, I just hope it resonates. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next. Bye.